As you're coming in, if you have not signed in, please do so. Well, I have 6:30 in the evening. I'd like to go ahead and open this public hearing up on proposed 2025 wastewater rate increase. I'm Mayor Charles Gastineau, and this is City Clerk Nikki Rummel beside me. To run through a couple housekeeping things. If you want to speak tonight, speakers are asked to identify yourselves with your full name and are you a ward water customer. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. The mayor nor the city council members who might have been up here are not required to respond to nor engage in discussion. This is your time to talk to us. Speak your piece. And to get into the meat of this, also, by the way, this is being broadcast live on YouTube, just to let you know. Why the need for a sewer rate increase? Well, to begin with, there's been no sewer rate increase since 2016. And the COLA rate since then has gone up 25.5% since then without any rate increase. So if you take a look at a proposed 2.5% increase in the sewer rates across the board from the current rate on the left-hand side to the proposed rate on the right-hand side, basic rate goes from $4.25 to $14.25 to $14.61. Within this wastewater rate increase is a need to increase the water rates, and they have not been increased since 2014 until this year when they were increased at the state mandated rate study. If you're unaware, the state passed a law, Act 605, requiring a water rate study for all entities every 5 years. We had not done one since 2014, so we needed to do one right away. We needed to implement by the rate study half of the raise this year and the second half beginning next year, plus increased by COLA rates every year thereafter. This is a requirement by state law. To look at little folks better, the current water rate, basic charge $24.68 and sanitation is $11.67. Under the proposed amount, the basic charge will stay the same. We did not raise the rate on basic water. So those individuals who don't use but less than 1,000 gallons a month, a widow lady, a single person, their rates are not going to go up whatsoever. The amount per gallon thereafter will go up, sanitation will go up by 10 cents. And we're also including a yard waste pickup. We've contracted with Zellas, who's going to start picking up your yard waste quarterly, charging us $1 per household per month. So in essence, $12 a year, roughly, you get your yard waste picked up, your limbs and leaves and things like that, 4 times a year. I can't not take yard waste to a dump for less than that. So I think this is a good deal. So what's that mean to you and I? Again, if you are 1,000 gallons or less, currently you pay $56. It'll go to $57.56 for a $1.56 increase per month, and a minimum increase. If you use 5,000 gallons, excuse me, your current bill is $107.75. It'll go up to $117.76 for a rate increase of about $10 a month. That's the background of this. I will now open the floor up for public comment. Let me remind you to keep the subject matter at hand, if you would, please. Adhere to the 3-minute time period. And please come to the podium and state your name and whether or not you are a Ward Water customer, please. The floor is open. Somebody's got to be first, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Your name, sir?
My name is Rodney Govins.
Hey, Rodney.
I live in Cedar Creek Loop.
Yes, sir.
Which I'm a Ward Water customer.
Yes, sir.
And you know, it's crazy to me because a rate increase, you know, and the justification, you can use Act 605 if you want to, and that's fine. But the rate increase is not necessary. I believe what's more necessary is efficient management. In Cedar Creek Loop alone, we have had issues with water pressure, inconsistent billing, inconsistent bill processing. And to continue to have these issues every other month, sometimes for weeks on end, it's quite concerning for me that now we're talking about a rate increase and we can't even get our stuff straight. So not only am I opposed to the rate increase, but we already pay the highest amount in water and sewer in the county. You go and look at Hazen, you go look at, you know, Des Arc, you look at all these other municipalities, Ward Water is the highest amongst everybody around. What's concerning is that now we want to increase that. We're going to stay on top. We're going to stay the most expensive. And from a revenue perspective, what I'm trying to understand is how much is coming in versus how much is actually having to go out operationally, because something's not adding up. Ward has grown. Ward Water has grown. Their customer base has grown with all the subdivisions, all the new buildings. So it doesn't make any sense for me that operationally we continue to try to fight and justify for a rate increase while the revenue increase should be justification enough to have better maintenance, to figure out exactly what's going on, to do a proper assessment and mapping so that you have a system and know exactly where all your water and everything is located. I can't tell you how many times that water main's been hit and cut my neighborhood off in the last year alone. It's an unfortunate part, and I understand that, and I understand the cost that goes into it, but looking at just the raw numbers and the limited data that I've got access to, Ward should have plenty of revenue to go ahead and make everything work without having a rate increase.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? This is your opportunity. Please state your name, sir.
Chris Beck, live on Castleton Drive.
Hey, Chris.
I moved here from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm 50 years old. I lived there most of my life. And I also lived in California for 5 years. And the rates for the water and the sewer in Ward, Arkansas are way above those. I mean, I lived in downtown Philadelphia, and I'm paying a lot more for water than I did there. And to what you said earlier about the state mandating things,
Yes.
The state of Arkansas has like a 2% higher tax rate, sales tax rate, than California. If the state is going to mandate things, shouldn't they step in and help pay for them rather than leaving on the little people? I mean, I've been here 3 years and my water bill is just going crazy. And I recently noticed that the water doesn't match the sewer, and everywhere I've lived, it's always matched the sewer, the same amount. Usage, sewage, and for the last 3 months, the usage has been $20, $25 higher than the sewer. So,
Well, the usage of your sewer charge is based on your water usage.
right.
And sewer is somewhat, a little bit less expensive on the higher end.
Okay,
of
when I
gallons.
first got here, though, it matched it.
Did it?
Yeah. So, and it's not matching it anymore. So, I just wanted to say that I feel that if the state's going to mandate something, they should step in and kind of help out a little bit.
On that level, and I'll ask you, if that's, I don't doubt it a bit, talk to your state representative, your state senator.
All right, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? This is your opportunity. Introduce yourself.
My name is Robin Hefner, and I have a cold right now, so sorry if I don't talk distinctly. I have two questions. One,
Robin Hefner is also one of our city council persons, so I'm concerned about this
I am?
question.
Well, my first question is, where does Ward's rates fall in all of Arkansas as far as high, low, medium, or other cities the same size as Ward? Where are our rates comparable to that? And the other question I have is, if we decide not to do this rate increase, what is that going to do with the state? That's all I have.
Okay. To answer the councilwoman's question, we can't compare our city's water rates and sewer rates to other cities because all systems are different. The debt load is different, the operational costs are different, the population is different, the workload is different. You just cannot do that. What would happen if the city council decides not to pass this? Possibly the state could put us into what's called fiscal distress and then take over the system if it got bad enough. And we don't want that. Anyone else? Again, this is your opportunity. Yes, sir.
I'm Clayton Hill,
Clayton?
970 West 2nd Street.
Yes, sir.
I've been here 11 years, going on 12. I'm on the crappy vacuum sewer system. And from day one, the first day I lived in my house, I had trouble. And the first year, I had trouble over and over again. I've been told ever since I've been here it was going to be fixed. Knock on wood, it's been pretty good here lately. But what is the future as far as getting that system done away with?
I'm glad you asked that question. Just today, we had a meeting with Bond Engineering. We've got, through AEDC, they gave us a $500,000 grant. And before I back up a little bit, over the years since I've been mayor, we've taken, about 70% of the houses off of vacuum through different projects. The remaining homes that are still on vacuum are under a project right now. AEDC provided us $500,000 grant. The Arkansas ANRC provided us a $790,000 loan that we would have to repay back. We've accepted the loan, but not so much as we start paying for it because we haven't accepted money yet, because we're studying to see exactly what the costs are. We have an estimate when we first put in for the project of $1.2 million. We've asked our Bond Engineering, and we met with them today. They're working up a construction estimate to get a better feel for what this is actually going to cost. Then council will have an opportunity to say, we're going to use $500,000 grant, obviously, but are we going to take a loan out from ANRC or are we going to use reserve monies? The point is, within the next year easily, if things go as planned, you will be off the vacuum system. Now, why is it working better now? Because that man over there, Bruce Jones, running the system and tweaking it much better than it was.
I know I've worked on it myself a few times because I watched guys do it. I mean, I'm a plumber.
Well, you understand then.
And I understand, but, you know, it's just a deal that this is a crappy system, and I've been dealing with it for 11 or 12 years, and I've just been given a runaround the whole time I'm here. Yeah, we're going to fix it. I even offered, there's a lift station on the backside of my property between Deerfield and Willow Lake. I offered to let them tie onto that if they could, and all my neighbors could come through my yard and do it, but they couldn't do that.
And we may be talking to you about something similar to that at some point for an easement. But yes, that project is in the works to get the rest of the houses off of vacuum.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Anybody else about the water and sewer rate increase? Going once? Yes, ma'am.
Erin Mixon.
Erin Mixon is on our planning commission.
Yes.
Actually, she's the chairperson.
Can you put the rate back up,
Which one?
the current?
That one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I looked at BB's Water because they're the closest in population to us in the area, and their minimum monthly is $20.84, which is not too far off of ours. And their sewer rate is, and that's for up to 1,000 gallons. and then their sewer rate is $10.50 per 1,000 gallons over that. So it seems like we're pretty similar with them. They have the same rate of growth and the similar population. I don't think we can really compare ourselves with Cabot just because of size. And then a lot of the other places that I've seen are really small towns that wouldn't have as much taxing on their water system as we would. So I just wanted to point that out, that we're pretty similar to the closest in our population. And I know it's a pain to everybody. I pay that water rate too, but it's not unheard of. It's not outrageous in comparison. Thank you.
Thank you. Not for comparison, and like I said earlier, we can't really compare cities to cities because we don't know what sort of system they have and things like that. Not for comparison, but just for knowledge, the city of West Helena, West Helena, their rates went up. Anybody know? The water rate went up 227%. On top of a sewer increase of 444%. We're doing good. We're doing good. Anybody else like to speak? Having nobody, I'm going to declare this public hearing closed. Thank you all for coming.